Hi again, everybody. Here we are in the sixth video of roof repair action at Camp Serendipity, and this week will be different. Last week we didn't get anything done, but this week the schedule freed up. We don't have anybody coming out here to do anything about logging, and the weather is beautiful. It's 50 degrees out and it's going to be sunny for the next couple days. And I learned a few things. Learned how to set my camera to high resolution. And I've already been up on top pulling the tarp back. It was in place and kept things nice and dry. And I did some looking, figure out what to do. I also talked to my sheet metal supplier, Kurt Pritchard at CP Sheet Metals. Found out he's still in business and I can buy panels to replace the ones that are damaged. That's good news. And I put 4 TGI rafters on order at the lumberyard. I'll pick them up next week. So today what I want to do is cut the 4 sheet metal panels square and then drive them back down so that they're even at the lower edge of the roof. And I've got my saw up there. I tried that little reciprocating saw and it works fine. I'm almost through one panel and I need to come down and get the tin snips, so I decided to get the camera too. So I'll take it back up there. I probably won't get a lot of work done today, but I'm on a roll and I have all day tomorrow, so we'll see what we can do. See you up on top. Okay, we're up on top. Maybe I could show you how nice of a day it is. It's a beautiful day. And got the tarp pulled back. It kept things nice and dry up here. So I got a good place to work. I'm using this saw. I'm tied in. And what I just did is I marked that panel over there, and I marked this one for being square, and I started cutting that one and saw that I can cut through it okay, but then I realized it would be easier to cut this one out first, and then I can stand in this spot and reach over and cut those on this one. So I'm not going to do any cutting on camera, but I already cut this panel all the way across and most of the way through the standing ribs, and all it's going to take is the tin snips to finish getting through the standing rib, and then I'll remove this piece. Then I can put another plank down below and stand here and cut the other ones. So that's the plan. And then after the panels are cut square, then I'll drive them down. And as I said before, that farthest one has to go down about 4 inches. And each of these a little less because they got pulled up when the tree hit. So that's the next step. Okay, I have that corner cut free, and now this corner is bound up underneath there, and I think what I'm going to do is just take a tin snip and just cut this corner off to get this panel out of there, and I can peel the pieces out of there later. So, but first I'm going to put a plank down there so I have something to stand on. So that's the next step. Okay, I cut through that corner with the tin snips. Now I got this piece. So I'll toss this down below and start working and marking the other ones. Okay, the next one is cut, almost. I've got that standing rib to cut through, and since the edge on the other side is going to be permanent, I can't damage that. I can't hurt that panel at all. So it'll be a little tricky getting this loose, but I'll work on it with the tin snips and with the saw. So, making progress. Okay, that second one came out of there pretty well. Now, I think I'll draw the line on this one and take it out. Keep moving. Okay, I got the third one. But struggled with that one corner. I couldn't figure out why, but it's because it's got a clip and it's screwed to a little piece of OSB, so fortunately I didn't cut through it. It just held it down, so I couldn't get it out. But anyway, that's all I'm going to do tonight. I'll probably just put the tarp over it loosely and then come back and hit it in the morning. So I'll see you then. Well, it's Thursday morning, almost time for lunch, and I'll show you what I got done this morning. I finished cutting all the panels square, so I got all 4 of them cut and trimmed up, and then I drove each one of them down the right amount. So I used this big hammer and short 2x4, and you just put the 2x4 against the edge of the metal and you can drive it. And so these are all aligned now. You can see the mark. This guy went about 2 inches. Here's the line for this guy. It went about 3, and that guy went about 4. So the next thing is to screw these down. Then I'll cut the OSB just above the sheet metal in a stair-step square arrangement, because even though the OSB underneath there is good, I can't screw into it or nail into it onto the new rafters. I'll have to do some more thinking about that. But the new rafters will go alongside of these over the purlin, so they'll be supported. Getting them in there and twisted up is going to be a little tricky, but I think if I get them in flat, get them up to the peak, and then twist them, I can get them to stand up straight. Now the rake metal, this is salvageable, needs to be bent over so it's straight, but even if it isn't straight, as long as it's overlapping that raw edge sticking up from the panel, it's okay. But I'll straighten it out. And then the new one, it came apart right at a joint. So the new section of rake will just span this, just like the other one did. This rafter on the end will butt up, well, they all will butt up against the mating rafter at the miter joint. I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to drive in the joist hanger nails in the top that are hidden by this C-channel. If I drill a hole in the C-channel so I can drive the nail in, I got a hole in my C-channel, which I don't like. And if I only drive in nails that are exposed, I'll get 3 nails for each one, and they're quite a ways from the peak, but that just might be enough. I can also maybe put gussets or something in there instead of the strap. I'll make that decision as I go. So all of these rafters will just join the peak in the normal way, and down here they'll overlap, like I said, except for the end one. The end one I will probably have to butt, and I haven't figured out that joint yet. It would be best to butt it right over the purlin. That one's going to take some thinking. If I don't butt it then and it overlaps, then I've got this gap between the rafter and the fascia board, which I could scab with something, I suppose, but we'll worry about that later. Right now I just wanted to show you my progress. It's slow, but I did make progress today. I'm happy about it. So I'm going to go in and have my lunch, and I'll be back later. Okay, I've got all the 4 panels trimmed square, and I got the ends of them screwed down tight so that I can overlap the new panels on top of them. And they're hammered down so they're even with where they're supposed to be. And next I'm going to take the one TJI piece that I have and make a rafter out of it and stick it in here. But before I do that, I'm going to do a little repair. Underneath the eaves here, you can see the tree somehow reached up and punched a hole under the bottom of this part of the roof. And so that has to be plugged up so animals can't get in there and make nests and stuff. So I'm just going to put these two, just screw these boards over the top of the hole. And if anybody notices that, that's too bad. That'll be just part of the character of the building. And the only people that will notice it will be people like you that have been watching these videos. So that'll make it easy. I'll caulk them so bugs can't crawl in behind the boards and screw them on, and then we'll be done with it. Okay, that job is done. Got the board screwed over the patch, and not many people will notice that. At least the birds and the bees won't be able to get in there and make nests. And here's a shot of the patch from down below. Some people will know about it, some people won't. I have to show you a fun example of serendipity around here. I have this 10-foot piece of TJI, and I need to make a rafter out of it, and all I need to do is just miter the end of it to the right angle. Now the question is, what angle? And I'm thinking, how do I measure the angle? And the easiest way is someplace I can reach the roof, which is over here. So I go over here and hop up here so I can reach it. And then I'm thinking, I'll hold the square up and put a level underneath it, and then see where the marks are when it's level. Problem is I can't see because the square isn't marked very clearly, and this is so crazy. And so I thought, well, you know, this looks kind of level just with the square touching here and here. So I'll try that and see, and if it's level, then I got it made. If it isn't, I'll have to do something else. So I turn on my beeping level. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. Probably can't. This level beeps when it's level. And here it is beeping, telling me it's level, with the square just touching the fascia board on each end. So that's my angle. No problem. I'll just transfer that to the rafter and cut it. Another example of serendipity. So I just put my square on the edge of the joist or the rafter, draw my line, and I'll cut my bevel for the rafter. Easy. Okay, I have my rafter cut, and now I need to haul it up. I'm going to use this clamp and just clamp the bottom of it and use that as a handle to hook a rope to haul it up. I'll haul it up bottom first. That way I can shove the bottom in the slot and stick the top where it goes. So that's the next step. Okay, the rafter's up on the deck. I just need to take that clamp off that I used to haul it up here. Shove it down in that hole, stick the peak up in the miter spot, and see if it fits. Okay, the new rafter is more or less in place. I had it up tight, but I need to straighten that piece of strap, and then I'm going to start some screws in here so that when I put it in place I can screw it down tight. And I have my clamp on there to make sure it doesn't get away from me and slide down into the roof. That would be unfortunate. So I'll try to fasten it now. first rafter is in place, although it's just tacked there. I've got 2 big screws down into the ridge pole here, so it's through the flange, so it's fastened tight. But I forgot to bring joist hanger nails with me, so I just tacked this strap on. I'll go down and get some joist hanger nails, and then I need to use a big hammer to bash it over against that other rafter. I don't know if there's anything in the way. I don't think so, but I forgot to bring my hearing protection up, my earmuffs, and I forgot to bring my big hammer up. So I need to go down again, get the earmuffs and the hammer. And then I think that's all for today. I don't have any more rafter material, so can't make any more rafters, but I'll come back up here and tarp it and call it a day. The first rafter is almost in place. Just have to bash it over next to the mating one and fasten it down, and it'll be done. Okay, I'm really happy. That rafter bashed into place real easy, and I don't know how I'm going to fasten it to the purl, and I may not, because just fastening the diaphragm of the OSB over the top and then all of the ceiling boards on the bottom are going to keep the rafter in place. And I've got 3 joist hanger nails in the top here. I don't know if I can reach back in and get another one, but I don't think that's really critical. And then I'll screw the flange down, so I think that's a good proof of concept. I just put 1, 2, 3 more rafters in, and we'll be ready to start working on the top, putting OSB down, and then put the metal on. I need to measure for the metal, and then work underneath, and we'll have our hole patched before anything can get in there and build a nest. So that's it for tonight. I'm going to tarp it and go in for the night.